It's time to say good morning to Von Miller from your Washington Commanders. What's up, Von? Good morning. How are
Props
you?
to Von for getting up.
Howdy, guys. How's it going?
What time did you get to bed last night?
I haven't been to bed. That was a hard pill to swallow.
Oh.
You know, you come home and you watch the Chicago film, and then you get started on the Cowboys film. So this would be a tough 24 hours, but I'll be ready to go.
So is this a big nap day for you if you legitimately didn't sleep? So tell us when you get home. Tell us like when you leave the stadium, when you get home, and that sort of thing.
Okay, so I think the game was over around 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
Got out of the stadium around midnight. There's an hour and 15-minute drive back to Leesburg.
Right.
And so you get home around 1:15, and I got 2 kids too. So wind down, probably around 3, and I started watching film on the iPad and watched our game. That probably took me about 2 hours, and I watched a couple of Cowboys game. That was another 2 hours, and then I had a 9:20 call with you guys. So here we are.
Oh my God! How old are your kids?
My oldest, he's 4.
Okay.
And my youngest, he'll be 3 in February.
So when you got home, you woke them up?
No, they were already up from the game, but they slept on the way over here, and so I just picked them up out of the car, put them in the bed, and
okay.
Do you have a driver?
I got
Do you have a driver on the way home from games? You drive yourself?
I think you drive.
Yeah, I drive myself.
Wow. I don't know why you would do that.
Do we know what vehicle he drives? Do we want to bet on his vehicle?
Oh, that's a great question.
I feel like he's driving a truck.
Don't answer yet, Vaughn.
Don't answer, Vaughn.
Yeah, I mean,
Raptor. To get specific.
Raptor.
He's a Texas guy, probably. Like he's got a big one. He's probably got like a Ford F-250 with like the double wheels in the back.
I don't know
like
what he's got.
Cylinder.
I mean, some fat ass SUV.
I got an Escalade.
There you go.
Escalade, old school.
But I do got the Raptor too, though. The Raptor is good. Rain, sleet, hail, or snow. I played in some bad weather cities, so that Raptor comes in handy.
Excuse me. So, Vaughn, tell me, you go right into the film. What are you looking for when you're watching? Like, what was in your head, and then what did you see?
Off top, we didn't play the game that we wanted to play, but things change and you make adjustments throughout the game, and I felt like we did that. We did enough to win the game, offensively, defensively, and on special teams. Obviously we could have did more, and obviously, if we would have won the game, it wouldn't have looked how we wanted it to look. But we did enough to win the game. Make a play here, make a play there, and it would have been a totally different game on all 3 phases. It wasn't just the turnovers on offense. On defense, we had multiple chances. We had a pick with Frankie. We had a pick with Mikey. We had a shot at it. I think Revis was deep on Dunzy. It was like a little play action deep. We had multiple chances to get the ball, but we weren't able to do it. We had a big blocked field goal that was huge, and we held them on 4th down. That was huge too. So you could count those as turnovers, but it was still 3-2.
Yeah. Turnover worthy plays for sure. It seemed to me, just watching the game on TV, that when they ran outside those pitch plays, they really had some big gains. What can you do to stop that in the future? Those outside pitch plays that Swift, kind of gouged you guys on.
Yeah, we just gotta fit them up. Playing on the outside end, that's my lens first, and it wasn't just those pitch plays. It was quick screens out there too, and we just gotta fit them up. You gotta hustle to the ball. We knew they were gonna be able to make some plays. We were counting on us making turnovers and our hustle plays and getting them in 3rd and long, which we did. We were able to get some pressure, but there's too many explosive plays, too many leaky yardage. You kid them, you tackle them at the line of scrimmage, and then they fall for 3-4 yards. Over time, that adds up. But like I said, it was a tough game. It did not look how we wanted it to look, but I still felt like we could have won the game offensively, defensively, and on special teams. It's just a play here, a play there. It wouldn't have looked how we wanted it to look. we could have won that game last night.
Joined by Von Miller from the Washington Commanders. So when Frankie Louvu flattened Caleb near the sideline and he pops up, then he's begging for a call. Do you guys start chirping at Caleb like you're not going to get a call? You weren't out of bounds. Just zip it. Just be a man.
No, that's just the state of the league right now. It's kind of like in basketball. Whenever they go up for a shot and they don't get the dunk or they don't get the layup, they immediately look at the ref, and that's just unfortunately that's part of the game. These quarterbacks, they try to tiptoe the sideline, and if Frankie would have pulled up, Caleb was trying to step back inside, like he was trying to cut back into the field. So if Frankie wouldn't have went ahead and made that tackle right there, he would have sidestepped and he probably would have ran for another 20 yards right there.
What'd you think of the atmosphere last night?
Oh man, it was amazing. That was a great environment. And 36 years old, going on 37, being in those type of environments, in those type of games, really, we didn't get the outcome that we wanted, but 36 years old, going on 37, being able to play on good teams and good environments and a good fan base like this, man, I appreciate it. Obviously, the outcome wasn't what I wanted, but still had fun last night, and it was magical. The fans were amazing last night. Hey,
Von, I'm a big Debo guy, and he's been playing great. He just didn't look right last night. I mean, I don't know how much you actually watch the offense because you're talking to coaches and on the bench and everything, but he just didn't look right. I know the heel probably had something to do with that, but if Terry's going to be out again for the Dallas game, and Noah, who knows if Noah's going to be back, I can't imagine his heel is going to just automatically heal up. He just didn't. He couldn't get open.
Yeah, man. Debo's a soldier, man. He was on the fence all the way up until game time, and he strapped it on for his guys, man. Just by him being out there, 60% Debo is still better than a lot of guys in this league, man. And,
right.
He put it on for his brothers, man. Obviously everybody knew he was hurt, but just having Debo on the field, it just gives the offense other things to think about, and whether that's 60% or however he was feeling, I don't know what he was feeling like or what his percentage was last night, but obviously he was hurt, and for him to be able to play through that, it definitely opened up our offense, and it freed up a lot of stuff. Even though he wasn't 100%, just the threat of having Debo out there, it counts for something.
Okay. So Von, a lot of our listeners and even us, we watch the game and we wonder about tackling. So obviously, big play was DeAndre Swift's touchdown. Quan missed a tackle there. And the question that kind of we all have is, we know under modern day NFLPA rules, can you even practice tackling that much? Like, how much do you actually work on tackling?
This is me thinking this might not be, the popular, answer for this, but I feel like, I feel like we're good. We've been playing football our whole entire lives, and, it just boils down to a little bit more focus here, a little bit more focus there. We go over tackling. We got Ken Norton Jr. as a coach, Dan Quinn as a coach. We got Coach Pagano. We got great leadership in there that have given us example after example on how to be, efficient tacklers. Coach is doing the job, and the players want to make it happen too. It's just, it's just a little bit slow and leaky, and that's on everybody. That's on me. And over time, throughout this season, I feel like we'll get better and better. But the coaches are coaching it. They're coaching it hard. And, I learned from a good coach a long time ago, you get what you emphasize. Mm-hmm. And, Coach Quinn and all the guys, they definitely have been emphasizing tackling and breaking tackles on the offensive side of the ball. It's just, it just hasn't been happening for us. Got to get a little bit more population to the ball. These running backs, you see what Bijan did to the Bills last night.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I know.
This reign of offensive players that we had over the last couple of weeks, from Bijan and ATL or Hampton and with the Chargers, or last night with Swift. Everybody has some type of guy back there, and we've had a rough shake of these talented running backs throughout these last 3 weeks.
I know you're a veteran. You've seen it all. And so you have a perspective maybe that other guys don't, the younger guys on the team. What was their mood in the locker room afterwards? Because you seem to be fine, like, all right, next man up or next game, we'll get after it. We'll do our thing. You seem to have it in perspective. What about the rest of the team? Did they take it the same way, or are some of those guys a lot more down?
I wasn't sure. I put on my wig and I was trying to get over to my kids, man. And Coach McVay told when I went to the Rams, Coach McVay, I think we lost to the 49ers like right when I first got there. And Coach McVay, he had said, "Don't ever let a team beat you twice." Whether that's on the field or off the field. Like, we did everything on the field, it didn't go our way. Let's not let that carry on to this week and let it drag us down so we lose 2 weeks in a row. So even though the game didn't go how I wanted it to go last night, I'm able to just flush it and just move on to the next one. And I'm a big fan of just not overcorrecting. You know how I got so much faith. I got so much faith in this leadership that we have here, from the GM all the way down to the head coaches, to the assistant coaches, to everybody that we got, and the players that we have in this locker room. I truly have faith in all of these guys, and I'm not a fan of overcorrecting. You know how it's the water's on the road and you're driving fast and you hydroplane.
Right.
If you do too much right, do too much left, and you spin out. You just kind of let go of the wheel and take it easy and just trust, the vehicle that you're in. And we just got to trust, our vehicle, man. And, DQ's doing a good job. That was a tough game. It could have went the other way last night. A play here, a play there. Not a big fan of overcorrecting, just trusting the process, and I have faith that we'll be able to get it balanced out.
Hey, Vaughn, what was the inspiration for the Guns N' Roses outfit? You came in with the wig, the T-shirt, the leather jacket. The only thing you're missing was Slash's top hat. You got to have the top hat, Vaughn. What's going on there?
Yeah, I know, man. It was, I just had that jacket, and I was trying to put it together. I had that jacket I want to say I had a jacket in July, and I was really just trying to put it together. And, I went to LA last week, and I was able to get that hat. It looks like a wig, but it's a hat. I was able to get that. And I was like, man, this would go perfect with, this biker jacket that I have. And, just over time, just getting pieces for that look. And I'm glad it looked good, man. It was, it was rock star. It was rock starred out yesterday. I wanted the win to go with that, but,
All right, you look like a rock star, and you look like Axl Rose. Can you name 2 Guns N' Roses songs?
Paradise City.
Yep.
Take me down.
How about Welcome to
the Jungle?
There you go.
Yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Hey, Vaughn, Texas homecoming, Dallas road trip incoming this week. How many tickets do you have to buy for friends and family? Are your old friends from high school coming out of the woodwork whenever you come back to Dallas?
This is my 15th year in the league. I don't have any of those people around. And if they are, they go through my mom. My mom is the bouncer. She organizes all that stuff. She does. She handles all the ticket requests. This week, this is my first time getting a suite at a away game. That's for sure. And this is my first time playing in Texas Stadium during the season. I played the Cowboys before, but I've never played the Cowboys at their stadium.
Oh,
so this would be a first. And family's excited to get out there and play. And, I've always had a little piece of Dallas Cowboys in my heart. I was born and raised there from, the Troy Aikman days, Deion Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Charles Haley. Coach Ken Norton played there too.
Right.
Big fan of the Cowboys. It's a little piece in there. I'm Commanders all through and through. Raise hell. But that'll always be there, no matter how much I try to cover it up. So this will be a big week, and I'm excited to go back to Dallas and play with these guys.
When you go back to Dallas, do you ever go back to your old neighborhood, see where you grew up, just to kind of see what's going on over there?
Yeah, I mean, my mom and dad, they still stay 15 minutes away from my high school. So
okay.
I'm in DeSoto a lot. I live downtown. I spend 90% of my off season, in Dallas. My kids live in Dallas, so I'm still a native for sure.
Hey, just to go back to last night in post game, your teammate Jaden Daniels, the quarterback, took responsibility for the loss. What'd you think of that? And what have your impressions been of him? Not necessarily just on the field, but off the field. so
man,
far?
I'm super impressed with Jaden, man, and just when I think I've seen it all, and there's nothing that wows me, man. He comes in nonchalant, just ready to just do whatever, and he totally changed my perspective. Last night I think they had scored a touchdown, and he had walked up to me and he was like, "That's why we brought you here. Go and close the game." And it just having that reassurance from the guy. Like, of course I'm already thinking that, but just having that. Just that little message from Jalen. I think I'm 12 years older than this guy. And that little message, it just fired me up. And obviously, it didn't go how I wanted it to go, but I was fired up, man. And just that little message from Jaden, it got me going. So just when I thought he couldn't show me nothing more, he surprises me every time. And he's going to take accountability, because that's just the type of guy that he is, whether it was on him or not. That's the type of leader that we have, man, and it's an honor and a privilege to take the field with that guy.
Hey, Vaughn, thanks for coming on the day after the game. Go get some sleep, man. You deserve it.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man.
All
best
right,
of luck
man.
in
Talk to you
Dallas.
next
We'll
week.
talk to you next week.
He's played with stud quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Denver, Peyton Manning, Buffalo, Josh Allen, little stint in L.A. with Matthew Stafford.
Pretty good run. He said a good
really good
run of QBs.
Brock Osweiler, don't forget him.
Yeah, of course.